Welcome to the JAMODI podcast, where we interview coaches and leaders to find out not just what they do, but how they do what they do. Becoming the best version of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. What is your morning routine or favorite daily activity?
So I'm a huge routine guy. I've had the same morning routine, since I've been in like the seventh grade. So I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. And again, this is one of them things where I tell players, don't listen to me on this one. I'm crazy, because people go, oh, you got to sleep, and I agree, you do. I'm just wired this way now, so it's kind of like one of them things where even if I wanted to change it, I don't think I could, because I've just done it for so long. So I'll wake up at 4 a.m. I'm one of those guys. I make my bed. I believe in that. Conquer the first task, get your day off on a
Start with a win.
Exactly. So I start with that win. I'll wake up, I'll kind of brush my teeth, do all that stuff, and I'm going straight to the gym to work out myself. So I'll do 25 to 30 minutes of some type of cardio, whether that's, the treadmill, whether that's a run, Stairmaster. I switch it up a little bit, and then I'll lift for an hour. So so once I'm done with that, I'm at the gym for about an hour and a half. Once I'm done with that, I usually sit in the sauna for about 15, 20 minutes, get a good sweat, and then I'll go home. And by then it's around like 7 o'clock, 7:30. And then I'll come home, I'll shower, eat breakfast, all that. And then I'm locked in on any type of work I have to do in terms of whether it's answering emails, any type of that deep work, they talk about, because I love the morning time, because during the day, everything's so crazy. So it's kind of very, very nice to have your alone time. And I'm big on that. And then after I get, that all done, I'm diving into film. I'll watch, depending on what I have or what workouts I have that day, I'll watch anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours of film literally every morning. And that changes. Maybe, one day I like to try to, break it up to, maybe I want to watch pick and roll, possessions. Maybe I want to watch, moving without the ball, watch a certain player, certain team. I like to switch it up. And then I'll just plan out the day in terms of my schedule, what workouts I have, where I have to be, things like that. And then around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, we're getting going with the day, whether that's, like I said, going to a workout, whether that's taking care of just some daily things I personally have to do. But that morning routine, I always laugh because The Rock, he's big on like that anchor. He talks about the anchor. And to me, my morning routine is my anchor. And it's a blessing and a curse, because it's kind of like if I don't do it, my day is just kind of sporadic. Like if I don't, if I'm not at the gym, on time, and my time, it just kind of throws me for a loop a little bit. So I have to make sure I get all that done. But then once I'm done with that, like I said, I'm on with my day, and that's kind of something I have to do.
I'm always inspired by listening to people's daily routines. Like Tim Ferriss is a guy that I always like to listen to, and he had a book called Tools of Titans. It's a huge book of all these people he's interviewed, but a lot of these ultra successful people like yourself have rock solid morning routines, and I think I'm the king of trying out new morning routines. I don't know if I necessarily have something that works best for me, but let me ask you, at the 4 a.m. work, as soon as you said that, I cringed just a little. Like, what time you get into bed in order for you to function well from 4 a.m.?
Yeah, so that depends on the year, because obviously now, with the March Madness, I was up late because I was watching the games. And now, with the NBA playoffs about to start, I'm going to be up. I'm going to be watching those games too. So in a perfect world, I like to try to be bed by like 9:30. But if there's games on, especially I'm on the East Coast, so that 10:30 game, on the West Coast, that's 10:30 for me. That's late, So there's nights that I'm going to bed at 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'm getting 3.5 hours of sleep. With that being said, I am a person, and people laugh at me when I say this, but I don't require much sleep. I really don't, because I wake up and I'm not. People go, oh, you must do one of two things: you take a lot of naps or you drink a lot of caffeine. And I'm like, I don't do either. I have coffee, maybe once or twice a day. But I'm not a caffeine addict, and I don't nap because I don't have time to nap. You know what I mean? Like, I get my days going. Once I'm up, I'm going. And that's partly why I like waking up early, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have that time, to work on myself. And again, like I said in the beginning, I want to make sure I'm taking care of myself, because I believe if I take care of myself, that could get me in a position to take care of other people. So that sleep schedule, again, it's something I don't recommend players do, because I've had players in the past go, "Hey, coach, I'm going to wake up, like you." And I'm like, "Don't do that." I was like, "Get your 8 hours. Like, don't be stupid. I'm different." But I don't require much sleep. And to be honest, it's quiet. It's still dark out. It's just, it's me time. And during the day, I don't get a lot of that time.
And you can tell just from listening to you that you're passionate about what you do, and that passion drives. I think it's difficult for people that genuinely dislike what they do every day to get up with that energy to get going. So I can see that and hear that from you.
Yeah.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.